All right, take your dog to work day today. Tink and Millie are gonna help out with this one, at least during the rigging phase. I've got a couple of trees over the barn that gotta come out. They're both leaning, couple of locusts, and I've gotta rig them so the stuff doesn't all fall in the barn and crush the cats. All right, come on, come on. All right, since I'm doing this job at our place, I can kind of take an extra second to do a little gear layout so you just see what I'm using. It's in no particular order, but here's everything I'm gonna use on this job, I think, pretty much. Okay, I got my helmet, I've got my handsaw, hang that baby off my belt. I've got a couple of devices, like a belay device and one of these, what are they called? No slip something or other. Some lousy carabiners, a bunch of lanyards. I'll just take up 2 of these guys. This one's new, shiny new. It's one of those steel cord lanyards. I kind of wimped out and thought maybe I'd go steel core. So I got a steel cord lanyard and then a couple of my DIY lanyards that I've used forever. I'll take up one of those guys. Spurs, set of spurs from like 1803. Axe from the same year, and some wedges. Probably need 1 or 2 wedges, not 3, but whatever. Harness, also relatively new and not DIY. I do have a harness that I made in the truck that I used for a while, but again, I wimped out and bought a regular harness. A couple of ropes. I'll probably only use 2 of these. This will be my like safety rope, and this will be my rigging rope. I sometimes bring a 3rd rope just to, I don't know, have a lot of ropes. Pair of gloves. I use cut-proof gloves with kind of rubber coating. I like those. Big old pulley, not a lightweight aluminum pulley. Big old snatch block. Rig that up on top if I need to do a little mechanical advantage action. Micro pulley for the Blake's hitch, maybe I'll rig off this. And then a bunch of DIY slings, just if I set up ye old speed line. Bah! I almost forgot the 2 most important things in the whole dang job. A can of gas mixed up with some Earl in it, and my bigger still, also relatively new. There's some new gear being thrown down. This is the MS362C. I dig it. It's a beast. This will just be on the bottom of the tree. And then for everything in the tree and all the small stuff, the 194T, this is one of those top handle stills. And man, another new thing. I also just threw down and bought a leash with a shock cord in it. Again, I was using a DIY one forever, but I switched over to this guy. I kind of like it. It's a little bit longer. All right, 2 saws, small, big, and then 2 dogs. You gotta have your dogs with you on your job. They do a lot. They do a lot in the tree. All right, just clearing out a little bit of brush at the base of the tree. And this is the dude right here. A little overhang on the barn. So I was gonna use that big old snatch block up here, but this thing's worth, you know, 29 kilonewtons, so that's, you know, about half the weight of one of these branches. Anyway, this was so much lighter, just so much lighter. So anyway, I'm just setting this up. I'll put a figure 8 in the end here, just so it doesn't go through, and I can toss that down. So that's my top point. I mean, I guess I could go higher, but I'm not going higher. That's where I'm going. Going right there. And I'll take this guy out and then work those guys with the rigging line. Excellent. Not on the barn. And this guy, I think I'm gonna try to tip and pull. Many slings. Sling on here. All right, here is a little update about what's going on. Tink and Millie have gone inside. I actually pulled the truck around there so that I can load stuff out. And I did a little bit of clearing down below, cleared out all the stuff. It was just piling up too much. So that's all cleared out, the drop zone, so to speak. Back on top of the tree, three main things to do. Three things to do. I've got this hanger over the barn that I've got to rig up from up here and lower down. So I've got to cut that one. I think that'll be like number 2. Number 1 is to take the top off. So climb up, strip a few more branches, take the top off. And then number 3 is going to be to chunk it down. And from up here, you can actually get a little bit of a tour of our property, just a little bit. Got the barn down here, chicken coop, chicken run. Got 2 chicken tractors over there, pandemic garden in the middle, log pile, shops back here, and the house. All right, so this is the top. I've got a leaner here, and then the top itself is kind of comprised of 3 or 4 different pieces. I'll do them one by one just because the whole thing's leaning. If I was to cut it here, it would just be a lot more mass and be hard to handle, but I think if I separate these out, the final top stem shouldn't be too bad. And there's a little bit of breeze here blowing to your right, and as I've been dropping these guys, it's been hard to keep them off the barn. Let's see how this goes. Still just blowing to the right just a little bit. That's better. Come on. Oh, that's better. Incoming. All right, so for most of this climb, I've been on what I call the positive side of the tree. The tree's leaning like this, and I've been climbing this side. I've got to slip around to the negative here just to notch it, and mainly to push it, because I want to bring this guy over the top and drop it this way. Yeah, it's a good time to gap out. And I'm just gonna pop this guy. This is to just get a little more weight off the negative side. All right. All right, so actually it's looking a little more straight than it was. All right, let's see. There we go. Nice. Oh, that went down pretty well. All right, so there's our top. And at the beginning of this video, I mentioned this tree needing to come out too. It's also leaning over the barn, but I think it's gonna be for another day. There's actually this guy and one more back behind it. All right, now I mentioned there were like 2 or 3 things left to do. One was to take the top off. The other was to chunk this down, and the third is to get that last leaner. So I've got my anchor point on top and have to tie that on slightly and then be able to rig it out. All right, so here's that leaner tied off here, rigged off the top. Second tie here to give me a little more advantage, and then third here so I'm not pulling like crazy. I'll make the cut above the tie point on this one, and it'll swing around and be crazy, but if I lower it quick enough, it's not gonna smash into me. Lower down. I'm just getting out of the way. There we go. Is it free? It's almost free. There, it's free. Come on over. Oh, it's in the crotch. Okay, just gotta go back up and do some chunking. If you've worked with Locust before, you know it's just really heavy, dense wood. And you know, if you were chunking a pine, you might do bigger pieces, but this stuff is seriously heavy. Lasts forever if you use the fence posts and that kind of thing. And typically at this point I would just fell it, but you know, we're leaning over the barn, I have to get some ropes out and everything, so I'm just gonna chunk. Oh, come on. Oh, there we go. Oh. All right, I gotta say, it's my favorite shot of the whole job. Little shadow pick on the barn. All right, what am I doing? Oh shit, come on. Oh shit. Oh God. Oh, tucks back. There we go. All right, I think everything else needs to come out with my bigger saw. Check the Earl. Oh, it's out of Earl. Low. Here we go. Oh, come on. All right, I had to go back to the truck for another camera battery, but check it out. The only thing that stands between us and that tree is a flock of sheep. And, okay. All right, that's where we're at. Let's take it down. I'm gonna try to set the log in this little trough. I think I'll set you up right here. All right, so there she lies in the trough. Nice straight piece of locust. All right, so all that remains to do with that tree is just to load it up into the big green beast. Thanks for checking out the tree project. I've said it before, but it bears repeating. This is not necessarily a story of how to do it. You know, it's not like a how-to video. It's just an account of how I did it. All right, thanks for checking it out, and I'll see you in the next project.